This episode is brought to you by Denise Ryan's Window Art. For beautiful holiday art, call Denise at 760-886-0107. And Mondo Stereo, 1360 North Imperial Avenue, El Centro, California. For help with those pesky little stereo issues, call Mondo at 760-352-5223. I am Bertie Allison, and this is From Under the Sun. Episode number 4, Wrinkles, Nature's Roadmap to a Life Well Laughed. I remember the first time I spotted a wrinkle. I was brushing my teeth one morning, innocently enough, when I caught sight of it. A fine line lurking around the corner of my eye, like a sly thief waiting to pounce on my youth. Naturally, I did what anyone would do. I leaned in closer to the mirror and made it worse. You see, the more you examine a wrinkle, the deeper it looks, as if it's soaking up all the awful dread you pour into it. And before you know it, you're standing in front of your bathroom mirror doing something ridiculous like pulling your skin back toward your ears, trying to remember what your face looked like before gravity turned it into an impressionist painting. But after a few years of this daily horror show, a strange thing happened. I stopped caring. Not because I suddenly started wearing sunscreen religiously, though in hindsight, I probably should have. No, I stopped caring because I realized something important. Those wrinkles weren't the enemy, they were badges. Each one represented something significant, like the laugh lines that snake around your eyes after years of finding humor in the ridiculousness of life. Are those little creases on your forehead the ones that say, "I've spent decades raising my eyebrows at the absurdity of it all"? Wrinkles, you see, are just nature's way of keeping score. They're the receipts of life well lived. They don't appear because you've aged poorly. They appear because you've experienced, you've felt, you've laughed, and maybe, yes, you've squinted at things you couldn't quite make sense of. For instance, daylight savings time. Why? Let's break it down. There's the furrowed brow wrinkle, which develops after years of pondering deep questions like, do I really have to go to this meeting? Or is this the same sweater I wore yesterday? Then, of course, there's the crow's feet. Some might say they appear from smiling too much in the sun. I prefer to think they come from all the times you've laughed at yourself for doing something embarrassingly human, like waving at someone who definitely wasn't waving at you. And what about the laugh lines around your mouth? Sure, those might give you away in the mature department, but wouldn't you rather be someone who smiles so much that your skin folded in protest than someone who spent their whole life stone-faced, without a single moment of joy to crease their face? If laugh lines are the cost of finding things funny, then sign me up. Now let's be honest. There are moments when wrinkles are less charming and more surprising, like the sudden realization that the skin on your neck has developed the texture of an old wallet, or that the backs of your hands now resemble the roadmap of an unfamiliar small town. But even then, It's hard to take these changes too seriously. They're just the physical evidence of a life moving forward, not standing still. The cosmetic industry would have you believe that the goal is to age gracefully, which I'm pretty sure is a code for pay us a small fortune to convince yourself you haven't aged at all. But what if we reframed the whole conversation? What if, instead of trying to erase the signs of time, we embrace them as the souvenirs of every moment we've lived? After all, would you really want to go back to the days of your unlined, wrinkle-free face? Sure, you might have had the skin of a newborn, but you were also eating ramen noodles for dinner and pretending to understand your taxes. There's a quiet dignity in wearing your wrinkles like a seasoned traveler carries their passport stamps. Proof that you've been somewhere, seen things, and survived to them all. The key, of course, is to stop thinking of your face as a canvas that needs fixing and start seeing it as a map. A roadmap to all the times you laughed when you could have cried, at the times you raised an eyebrow at the absurdity of it all, and yes, even the times you winced at your own terrible fashion choices in the 80s. So the next time you catch sight of a new wrinkle, don't rush to smooth it out. Instead, take a moment to appreciate the story behind it. It's not a flaw. It's a footnote in the novel of your life. And if you're lucky, by the end of it all, your face will be a bestseller. This episode was brought to you by Denise Ryan's Window Art, 760-886-0107, and Mondo's Stereo, 760-352-5223. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page. See us on YouTube and follow our web page at FromUnderTheSun.com. This is Bertie Allison. Thank you for listening.